Okay, then we're going to do another Lego video, and this time it's still Star Wars, but yeah, these are the figures that are going to be first. So let's start this video. We need to find something interesting. Yeah, it's true. We need to find something interesting.
But once this guy here,
Yoda,
built these weapons to kill. And once when he was walking, whoops, he dropped them. He didn't see where they were, so he just walked off
and ran away. And then the Jedi people were talking to each other, saying that they needed a boss. Yeah, true, we do need a boss. So they walked off over to the place over here, and they saw quite a lot of things, but they never noticed the lightsabers were just under here. The lightsabers are under there, right there. See? They're just there. So that means grab this, put it over, and you can keep watching it. Hey, you guys. Yes? Can you be our bosses? And they said yes. And then they went over here. And Darth Vader wasn't made in those days, so Maul, that was his name at the set. At the time, he found him and brought him back to live with them. And then the Jedis got angry because there was no such thing as weapons and they didn't like them. And they were trying to kill them using their hands. And lots of them died by it. So then Yoda, the boss, went out looking for interesting things and he found something and they called them bounty hunters.
Exactly. And then when he found the lightsabers, he was going, oh no, just all around.
And then this Yoda went to find something new and he found this little child right here. Well, that's what he thought it was. He thought it was a child. What's wrong?
I lost something.
I'll help you look for it.
Weapons.
Have you? Okay, I'll help you look tomorrow. So they went home to the Jedi lands.
And he kept walking.
To the Jedi land. And then somebody called Darth Maul, he's now called Darth Maul, he found them. And then
he found the hidden kids' weapons.
Well, grown-up weapons, but yeah. He found them and said, we want the red ones. They're awesome. Then he brought them to show his team, and he got the double-bladed lightsaber for finding them. Duh, 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 duh. And Darth Vader got the one-bladed. And then they hid them under a different place, and they found some things.
And then along came back Yoda and the pretend little kid, what he thought it was, and he helped him look. They digged and digged and digged. And finally they
one Yoda spotted something. And he collected some of these.
And then he said, they're mine! They're mine! They're mine!
And then
they're mine!
They brought them over to the Jedi land.
And then the kid was still there, but when he came back he said, they're mine! They're mine!
Shush!
I built them.
And then when he opened the pack, they all fell out into a big bundle, and all the electricity went over to where the Siths live. And then they looked, and Jar Jar Binks wanted this, but they weren't called lightsabers in those days. They didn't have a name.
Until once, he found all these bits and pieces and made something.
Built something. That was the first ever thing to be built.
And then the next thing, he built a lightsaber holder.
And then the people started to choose their lightsabers. Kit Fisto chose a blue one, of course. And this one, the star of the movie, say his name, Theo.
Luke Skywalker.
Chose his one, and it was a blue one, so they had two of blue. Then Obi-Wan Kenobi chose a blue one. And then Jar Jar Binks chose a staff thingy. And then Yoda chose a green one. Then Mace Windu went over and got a purple one. If you want. And he said purple looks really, really good and shiny. So then he got it and said we could call these lights, because they didn't know what to call them in those days. Then Bounty Hunter got a yellow one, nice shiny yellow one. Then all the people that were left found some gun things. Then they picked them up and said guns. They're called guns.
And then along came mine, and then he remembered how to build them. He only had 2 spare pieces, so he didn't have a long one. All he had was a star one left, so he built a star one.
And then the Siths, over where they were, they decided, they saw how good their buildings were, so how they built stuff was really good, so they decided to have the second ever thing that was built. And it was way bigger, and it took way longer, and they added in a sliding door. And inside, they had quite a lot of things, and they called it Sith Lab. And then
my Yoda hooked his thing up, and then he was ready to go.
And then the people where the Jedis live saw it, and they got really angry, so they decided to build stuff, more stuff. And they called the next thing they built ships. They built 2. Ship. And one of them was a land ship. And then they stopped for a little while, trying to build something even more bigger. And they managed to build this. It's called the Diamond Floating Crystal.
And then my Yoda built a computer on his.
And then they stopped for a bit longer, just like 5 hours longer. And then they managed to build this. And they called it a battleship. And then they thought they were done. And then they built one final thing called the Bounty Hunter car. They put that down, and then it caught the eye of the Siths. So they started building stuff. They built a Sith truck for them. Sith truck for the battle droids. And then they decided to build one more thing.
And
they
then
built a little car.
And then the guns were put in this place, and then they actually kept them safe in there.
And that's where they blasted it, in the Bounty Hunter's car. And then the Siths said that theirs were better, and Darth Maul went in to fight. And then Mace Windu got his lightsaber out and started fighting. Then, after they finished fighting, he lost his arm, sadly. I mean, his hand. And Obi-Wan Kenobi lost his arm. Then, he decided to call them lightsabers. So that's how lightsabers got their name. Ta-da!